Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the installment of Scott's Selections here for Saturday, December 5th. Before getting today's play of the day, a quick recap of what happened yesterday. We ended up picking up a loss with the Wisconsin Badgers -4, which was available on Fox Bet at -118. I thought the line would end up climbing. It ended up doing so. It kind of bounced around all day. It went from 4 to 4.5, even 5 briefly, back down to 4. Then it ended up closing at 4.5. So we ended up gaining half a point of value. But unfortunately, that did not matter. I know Marquette usually plays Wisconsin close, but I really thought Marquette would struggle a little bit more due to the lack of offensive firepower, and instead Wisconsin's offense completely just sputtered, and they could not score enough points. We had a shot at overtime there, but you had the tip-in, a pretty impressive tip-in at that, by Marquette at the buzzer, and Wisconsin ended up getting upset, and they lost outright. So pretty unfortunate there, but it happens. We'll be looking to bounce back here with a winner on Saturday. Now, I know some of you are probably expecting a college basketball play, but I'm not going to do so because of the fact that there's one football game in college that I'm kind of just stuck on. So for that reason, we're going to be giving that out. I mentioned it during the joint video with Scott Steen for the college football show. So if you're not checked that out, there are 4 plays this week instead of 3 that Scott and I gave out a piece. But for this play, I'm going to be doubling down on one game in particular. It's going to be on the Clemson and Virginia Tech game. Now, it is going to be a different play, so it's not just going to be repeating the same thing over and over again. But the play that we're going to be going with is Clemson on the first half, and that is currently available on DraftKings at -118 at time of recording of 12:24 a.m. Eastern Time. So just for some reference here, if you shop around, FanDuel has the first half for Clemson at -13.5 at -105. Yet DraftKings has 11.5. So somebody should get fired because that doesn't really make any sense. But I'm not going to complain about it. All I know is I can get Clemson first half -11.5 and save 2 points of value there. I can't really say no. So for that reason, I'm going to be taking Clemson first half -11.5 and -118 on DraftKings. A couple reasons why I like Clemson in this spot. First of all, everyone knows that Clemson is probably a top 2 team in the country, just based on talent. Top 3, you can make the argument with Notre Dame, but that remains to be seen when Lawrence actually plays. But looking at Clemson, they looked fantastic in their last game as they ended up just smacking Pittsburgh to pieces. They ended up winning that game by 35. They scored 31 points in the first quarter. That game was pretty much over as soon as the opening kickoff happened. Virginia Tech, on the other hand, did have a bye going into this game, which is, I guess, important because it lets them prepare. But I don't really care about that because Virginia Tech has been playing some terrible football lately. If you look at Virginia Tech so far this season, they ended up looking decently to start the year as they ended up starting 3-1. However, they completely fell off as they have lost 4 of their last 5, and they've lost each of their last 3 games. And some of those games were close. They lost to Liberty at home by 3, lost to Miami by 1. But then you had their last game on the road against Pittsburgh. You can argue a look-ahead spot against Clemson, maybe, but you can't lose by 34 to Pittsburgh. You just can't let that happen, especially since Clemson just beat Pittsburgh by 35. So you're looking at a disparity there between those 2 outcomes of 69 points. I think Clemson's going to kill this team. Clemson is still very, very angry about the Notre Dame loss, and it seems like Clemson is just willing to just destroy any team that's in their path. I think Virginia Tech, the main issue that I have with them is the fact that they simply just aren't great at throwing the ball. Virginia Tech loves to pound the rock, which, don't get me wrong, has been successful to some degree offensively, as they're averaging 33.2 points per game. The issue that I have there is that Clemson, they've had some issues against the pass at times, particularly against Boston College and Notre Dame. However, against the run, they're only giving up 102.6 yards per game. So they have been very stout against the run, which I find very concerning because Virginia Tech passing the ball is only averaging 199 passing yards per game, 109.2 in comparison to 250.9 rushing. So I think Clemson will be able to stop the run. I think they'll force Virginia Tech to be one-dimensional. And I don't think this Virginia Tech defense is giving up 32.6 points per game. They gave up 47 to Pittsburgh, is going to offer any resistance to Trevor Lawrence. I think Lawrence is going to go off in the first half. I think he'll probably throw 3 touchdowns in the first half, maybe more. Clemson should probably have 28 or 35 by halftime, and I don't think Virginia Tech's going to reach the magical number of 17. You're looking at 27, even worst case, 27-14. Doesn't really matter. I got 11.5 in the first half. So I don't want to spend that much time on it, but I don't want to make that short of a video. I find this line very head-scratching, and although Virginia Tech has been competitive at home this season, and I will give them that, the one thing there, even off the bye, is the fact that they have yet to face a team like Clemson. You look at Virginia Tech's resume on who they've actually played this season. You have NC State, Duke, North Carolina. North Carolina is great offensively. They gave up 56 points. They played Boston College, Wake Forest, Louisville, played Liberty. Liberty, good offense, gave up 38 points. Played Miami. Miami's offense did struggle. They only gave up 25 there. But they faced 2 I'd say 2 or 3 really high-profile offenses in North Carolina and Liberty. Gave up at least 38 points in both, and North Carolina's offense scored 56. Clemson might be pushing 60 here for the full game. I think they'll score at least 28 in the first half, and I think that you should be able to see Clemson's defense stop Virginia Tech at the line of scrimmage and be able to coast to a very easy first half cover. So for that reason, the play of the day here for Saturday, December 5th is going to be on the Clemson Tigers first half, minus 11.5, which is available on DraftKings at minus 118, a time recording of 12:28 a.m. Eastern Time. That's been the Scott Selections. Good luck to all of you and your respective bets today. Bye, everyone.